This is a good brownie. They're really good. It's kind of a funny aftertaste though.
Yes, I do hope it tickled you right down to the funny bone. Well, I do believe it's that time of year again. Let's get spooky, shall we? Good evening, ghouls and ghosts, and welcome back to the most horrifying time of year, Spooktober. I am your host, whose bones are the most, Skelemundo. As you can see, I decided to spruce up the place a bit this year. I do hope you find the new aesthetic delightfully dreadful. This year, to kick things off, we have The Open House, a Netflix original film about the most terrifying thing of all, white people. The Open House follows the story of a mother and son who are forced to relocate to a creepy large open house in the middle of the mountains after the untimely death of the father. It doesn't take long before unsettling events begin to prey upon the unsuspecting mother and child. As with most Netflix films, The Open House sports a wonderfully unique and original concept, and I imagine the pitch meeting for the film to the studio went something like this.
Have you ever thought about how, weird open houses are?
What?
I mean, you give your keys to someone you hardly know. They stand in one room and welcome in a bunch of complete strangers. And those people just roam around the house. And the realtor doesn't check the house when it's done, right? They just turn the lights off and go.
You know, when you put it that way, open houses are rather creepy when you think about it. Unfortunately, despite the dreadfully unique concept, the film displays a rather shallow and surface-level understanding of what makes a good horror film. The movie is riddled with pointless red herrings meant for nothing but sucking the oxygen out of the air. There are a plethora of twists and turns as you explore the house, but none of them lead anywhere and ultimately come off as completely dissatisfying and disappointing. And worst of all, the characters are so bland and lifeless that you will be wishing they had killed them off right from the very beginning. There is absolutely no sense of place or atmosphere in this film, as they are supposed to be inhabiting some kind of creepy, faraway mountain town, but you never actually get to explore it. We only see it through the wards or through characters that work at a store. You never once experience the haunting thrill of this town that they are supposedly living in. And the pacing and transitions are completely off, as though they have absolutely no concept between the time of day and the time of night. Although, quite frankly, I prefer one of those much more. Though the story starts off with a deliciously grim beginning, I have to say, after that, things simply fall off and nothing is developed, and I have no connection to these characters, and I certainly do not care whether they survive this haunted ordeal. It seems that the film forgets that the most haunting and terrifying experiences of all come from within ourselves, as everything we see in this film is purely exterior. With that said, however, I must say, the film does have some genuinely creepy moments within the actual house itself. I really do have to praise the use of the wide-angle shots that cover large swaths of space within the house as a character wanders off to do one thing while a door opens on the other side, a shadow passes by, all within the same frame. There seems to be a very clear influence from the Paranormal Activity films with the use of the wide shots and the gloomy background happenings going on. But despite these genuinely creepy and haunting moments, the film is constantly undermined by dumb character decisions and horror cliches that have been done for the past 30 years. It's as though the filmmakers understand what a horror movie should look like, but do not truly comprehend the terror that should be lurking underneath. And perhaps the worst offense of all, no matter how stupid you think the ending could be, take the dumbest possibility you can come up with and dumb it down even more. It is a completely mindless movie from the very beginning, and it will leave you feeling empty and hollow by the end, which is quite a feat considering my lack of internal organs. I am thoroughly disappointed to be kicking off Spooktober with this film, but in the end, the open house is an experience that is better left closed off. Bones down. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. I do hope you enjoyed this review and the new look of Spooktober. It is going to be a frightfully good time this year. If you enjoy this content, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. You can also head over to Twitter and to Facebook and follow on there. Happy haunting, everyone. I will be delighted to see your return.